our show, Getting Real with Ravi. I am really pleased to have this opportunity to just have a few minutes with you. For our viewers who really love to watch our channel, would you please share with us your district leadership role you are serving this year and something about yourself?
Sure thing. Thanks so much, Ravi. I appreciate being on the show today. My name is Jolanta Young, and I have been involved with Toastmasters for roughly 11 years now. And this is my second year serving as an area director. I'm area 42, and this year has been really fun. I'm also serving as the webmaster for District 6, and I get to submit some of the events on behalf of those who request it. And so I'm sure some of you have probably seen a response from me when you submit your emails. And I also had the pleasure of helping our lovely district director, Suzanne, with the website this year, and also getting that all set up. That was a lot of fun. That was something new for me. And I just took on the new role of club coach for Excel speakers in St. Paul. I might have butchered that, but I'm sorry. And I just got signed on to it, so I'm very excited to start that as my area director duties are winding down, working towards my DTM status this year.
Wow, you are really very busy with serving Toastmasters, whether it is this district or another. But I'm really glad that you are extending yourself and going into the extra mile, going the extra mile into uncomfortable zone. But I'm
Thank you,
sure
Ravi.
when you started your journey, actually you started your journey of leadership last year. I am sure you had lots of thoughts as to what it was going to be. Do you want to share either this year or last year? What did you think about the role as you accepted the role of area director?
Sure. Well, last year was kind of my first real heart challenge being an area director and going into something different waters that I didn't even know that I was threading through. And I was just trying to figure out, like, how do I get my clubs to be successful? And I think I took away some really interesting insights from having to how to speak to my club members or my club officers when they need questions answered. And even all of that, I kind of took away a lot from that to apply towards this year, which I'm more motivated because I would love to see my district become distinguished this year with some of their club goals. And I'm actually seeing one club right now that's really hitting that, and that's the River Bluffers Toastmasters. So quick shout out to them. They were doing a speechcraft earlier just the beginning of this month. Really impressed with what they're doing, and I think they're at in their sixth goal right now. So they're really hitting it, and just to see that, even seeing some of my clubs that are lower number clubs are really nice to see them grow too, because they're flourishing and they're getting to learn different things like putting together club success plan. I did that last year with some of my clubs, and I'm also doing it again this year with my clubs. And that actually has helped some of my clubs stay on task, because you set a date for them and they can complete some of those. They either complete it or they don't complete it. So it's completely up to them if they choose to complete those goals to earn their educational awards. But I've just learned to be more motivating towards my members and my club officers to try to help them, especially during now, Ravi, with COVID, where so many people have been so Zoom burned out right now from meetings and not being able to meet in person. So just have to find ways to kind of mix up the meetings. Or actually, Ken Walrius, who is also a club coach, he's in a few of my clubs. So I kind of commend him for helping me out too, and helping those clubs grow and staying on task as well.
I think you covered a lot of grounds, and I had a few topics in my mind. So
Sorry.
while we went breathless, let's go deep into some of them. So you talked about how with different club roles, how it helps you to share it with other clubs as you are helping many clubs and so many leaders. You shared a lot of positive experiences, and I can hear a lot of stories within those positive experiences. Do you want to go deep, at least with one or maybe two of the positive experiences or stories that you have come across while you are serving in the role of area director?
Sure. I took this role on again because I wanted to give it a try, and I just wanted to deepen my leadership knowledge and get to know and build better rapport with people. I feel like that's such a positive thing about being a Toastmaster. You get to do that and network within your area, or even just learning things that you never knew before. And that's something I wish there are things I wish I knew about last year when I first started being an area director that I know now by asking questions. And it could be a dumb question. I guess there's not really dumb questions to ask, because even in the area director manual, there are things that aren't answered. So, like when it comes to pathways, because people are still confused on how to use pathways, sometimes you have to show new members, especially, or a new club. For example, one of my newer clubs this year is Dakota County Toastmasters, and I think they didn't know how to use pathways until I did a small little demo in the club to have to help them get on the path, and this is how you finish your one path. And I feel like that's kind of a positive experience of being an area director. You get to mentor and coach your club officers and kind of be a cheerleader for them, I suppose, in some ways or some form. That's the way I kind of look at it.
I totally agree. And I think even though there is a certain job description of area director, but there is nothing called a manual where every situation is covered. So that, I think, is the true testimony of a leader, that you have to face the challenges and you do not have all the answers. So either you figure it out or you work with the club to get them the answer. So when you mentioned Dakota County Toastmasters, I have known that group actually. I was there for their kickoff, but I can also understand Toastmasters has got so many learning things to do. So I'm glad you were there to help them with simple things like how to navigate pathways. I have had that experience even after I moved on from a district leadership. So that is a wonderful experience that you shared with us. But when you serve in those roles, when you are facing those situations where you are helping them, learning yourself and helping others to learn, what do you think is your learning opportunity? If you were to recall, what kind of learning opportunities you have had for yourself?
I like that question. That's a really good one, because I think this year I kind of learned more about being humbled and kind of taking, I guess, kind of just learning from all of my club officers and kind of like finding out what ways can I serve them as their leader, because I would rather find out what type of problems the club is having, and if I can find a solution to help them, that's sort of the way I see it. Because this year I sort of took this role on as more of a way not only just to redeem myself from last year, but also to grow in my own self as a leader. And those are two things that I kind of took away to help me succeed in this role. And also the distinguished club plan, I followed that down to a T too. So making sure that they get club officer trained and some important things, because there are some things that I could say like, hey, here are some 3 easy points that you guys can get. And I think that kind of helped my clubs this year.
So you had also mentioned a few minutes ago something about burnout, Zoom burnout. I think that is what I heard. What kind of experience you had dealing with Zoom burnout or remote meetings burnout? Because I'm interested in knowing that I do my work on Zoom, not Zoom, remote through other software, and then I am doing Toastmasters on Zoom. Sometimes I do feel like Zoom burnout. So what experience have you had, and you have any thoughts about Zoom burnout?
Well, unfortunately, one of my clubs decided to fold because they don't have all of their resources available, or the company just didn't decide to sponsor them, unfortunately. And they said they were going to come back this year, but I didn't renew their membership, and they were just feeling tired and um, with not being able to meet with just two people. So if you just have two members that are active only, and you're really trying to bring this club alive, and it's just like I can totally see that, the energy not being there, and because it's definitely different. Because in Toastmasters, we thrive on handshakes in person. We thrive on that energy, or just like before, we were able to say, okay, well, will you take this role in person? Whereas now everything is done through email communication or on Zoom. And sometimes I think it's just learning Zoom can be overwhelming. And I know that for myself, because I'm camera shy and I'm still learning how to be a good presenter on Zoom. So I think all of that was kind of a learning opportunity this past year when we were moving our area contest and everything online, division contest, and speaking, the whole international contest just moved. And so that's a challenge in itself, honestly.
I agree. It is a challenge learning a new technology. And I have to say, when the technology works, it works really well.
Yes,
But when it cranks out, then boy, oh boy, you have to put on your technology hat, try to fix things, and then when it is done, come back. It is not easy. Well, we
How
had
do
our
you
own
do?
challenge at the beginning of this when the lights went out.
Yeah. Or even how do you do breakout rooms? I didn't even learn about breakout rooms until the area contest, honestly, because I think COVID happened just as my area contest was done. So I was one of the last persons before COVID happened, that my contest was like, great, got my contest done.
I agree. Look at all the learning opportunities you are having in Toastmasters.
True. Yes. Gotta just go with the flow, I suppose.
Yeah. And I think another thing I learned is that when you start your year for the first time as area director, there is a lot of literally everything you have to learn. But when you start second year, now you have covered a lot of the basics. Now it's time to improve upon them. So I also found that. Is there anything significant that you learned this year versus last year?
I think this year I just sort of went with the flow of things, and I think actually being able to plan ahead and just maybe surprising your clubs, like just not even announcing it or just saying I'm just gonna visit, and make sure you visit, get your visits in. I feel like if I got everything done earlier this year than I did last year, then waiting last minute to submit the reports, which unfortunately happened last year. So the earlier the better to submit them. And actually, my husband's an area director this year as well, Mitchell Young. So he's the director for 41. And so I'm mentoring him on the side as well, or coaching him and showing him how to do certain things that he might have questions too sometimes. So that's always kind of nice.
Nice. Well, you mentioned a lot of learning opportunities, coming through some challenges. What I recall is having a wonderful opportunity to see river bluffers flourish, which is really ahead of the curve. And then you also had a challenging time. You had a challenging time with a club where Zoom did not, a remote meeting did not work out. But we all as leaders grow through all these challenges, all these opportunities. Do you have any positive or encouraging message, or any kind of message you wish to share with the viewers of this video?
I do. I think if you really enjoy serving, or you have a passion for serving, or you're just maybe wanting to come out of your shell, like I think for me, I have went through being a VPPR and I was stuck in that role forever, and I just wanted to get out of that role for a while. And I think at some point, I think most club officers should be able to step out of their comfort zone and serve the district, because I think the district level has a lot to offer outside of your club, and it's fun to serve those other roles, but you get to really meet other people that way, and you get to grow as a leader in your own in your own skin. So I think that, those are just some ways that other people can get involved with the district, whether they know about the district or not. I think this is a great opportunity. And the way I got involved with the district was actually you, or maybe Keith Hardy, that kind of encouraged me to join. I can't really remember how I got involved with the district, but I think it was a great blessing that I did.
Well, I remember how you got involved because Linda and I were looking at the list of um, leaders or Toastmasters who have not had the opportunity to serve as area director, and your name came up. I said, well, I know Jolanta, let me go reach out to her. Or I think it was either me or Linda Dawn, we decided to approach you. So that's how we definitely got you started. Had I
Well, I'm
known
glad
that
it happened that way.
and look at the way that you are such a dedicated Toastmaster, you came back again. So that is a testimony that you are one of those gems waiting to be discovered, it seems. So I hope with your message there are other people who have not been approached, they are willing to come forward, or people who are watching this video can help other people, nudge them, encourage them, or get them in front of the leaders. So like what you said is that being involved in the district leadership is a unique or a different opportunity. I resisted serving as area director for almost 3 years before I said yes. But once I did it, Jolanta, I can relate to what you said about your experience. So I really appreciate that. Do you
Yeah.
have anything else that you want to cover, or which we may have missed in this segment so far?
I think the one other challenge that I was just kind of thinking about in this area director role is not having enough resources available, because I think in 2019 when I served, we were supposed to go over pathways together. But I know, like with COVID and everything, when it came in, we didn't have enough time or to be able to hold these different workshops, which is great that now that the district is doing that this year. I definitely like that that's happening now, because this would definitely greatly help our club officers, because there are some people who still don't know what the distinguished club plan is, or what is pathways. So I think that is having these events, the district training definitely is a great way for club officers to meet. And I encourage my club officers to attend as much as I can. I mean, I leave it up to them if they want to. So if they miss out, they miss out. But anybody else watching this, I encourage to check out district6.org, tm.org, and see what events we've got coming up. We've got some great stuff.
Indeed, great stuff with all this training. I love those trainings mainly for the fact that I get to associate with or connect with other officers and kind of learn what they do, something fun, something unique, and in the process I share what we are doing in our clubs, and this is a nice exchange. So absolutely, any officer watching this segment, I definitely encourage them to attend the club officer training. Well, Jolanta, it has been a wonderful opportunity to have a chit chat with you. I know you and I have worked together in the past, but I want to sincerely thank you for your time as area director twice, as well as other roles that you are fulfilling. It is awesome to see leaders grow, and that is what I see in you, growing as a leader, and we appreciate your time. Thank you, Jolanta, for your time. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Ravi. I appreciate being on your show today, and I appreciate the invite. I hope you have a good one.
Thank you, Jolanta. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.